Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Selamat datang semua, apa khabar? Dan hopefully everybody can hear my voice and hear our presenter after this, Mr. Shaifu. So we're going to mix a little bit of Malay, a little bit of English for the purpose because we have a different culture, right? A different language that we use daily. So I hope you can hear my voice and we can start now. Alright, without further ado, welcome, selamat datang. Nafis from West, sorry, I lupa nak greeting you tadi. So good morning, apa khabar? Sazureni, so kita ada 60 participant this morning. Azian, welcome. Peter, huge, welcome. So Syarul Haidar, selamat datang. Boleh kenalkan diri tak sikit-sikit? Apa you buat, kan? Apa business you, apa halangan you sekarang dan apa you looking forward? Hari ni kita ada topik yang sangat menarik sebenarnya. Kita ada topik yang sangat menarik di mana kita akan fokuskan untuk macam mana untuk ada kepimpinan, kan? How to ourselves to cultivate our leadership, kan, dalam kita punya challenge, terutama dalam digitalization. So itu antara fokus utama yang sebenarnya saya nak kongsi pada saya. Welcome. Alright. So jadi Ilyas, Ashraf, Fauzia, so welcome, selamat datang. Saya dapati more people coming in. Welcome. Take a seat, take a seat. Ada yang dah request was speak. Siapa tu? Alright, so good morning. Apa khabar semua? Dan kalau you ada masalah sebagainya, if you have any problem encounter, so please click reconnect. Can you see the reconnect button? Just click reconnect and just play again. Alright. So kalau somehow you nampak stuck dan sebagainya, so silakan dan salam sejahtera. Alright. So apa khabar? Hello, good morning Farhana, good morning SW, Zamzu Zaman, selamat pagi. Noizati, selamat pagi, welcome. Dan terima kasih banyak-banyak. Saya akan memasa 1-2 minit lagi untuk get us prepare here. So, Waalaikumsalam Siti Kausar, selamat datang. Boleh kenalkan diri tak? Daripada mana? Kan bisnes apa dan apa halangan dia? Kan? PP Trading, welcome PP Trading. So, you buat apa sekarang ni? Dan mungkin antara benda yang kita boleh buat dalam webinar ni ialah sebenarnya bantu you. Kan? We not only do some presentations, we not only give you some informations, but we want to engage with you as well. Please do tell us, okay, what's your questions, kan? Apa you punya soalan-soalan, kan? Apa you punya mungkin doubt, kan? Yang mungkin kita boleh bantu sekarang. Writing your first book, okay, very good. Fauzia, what kind of books? Kan, Sarah, Waalaikumsalam, daripada saya full-time online business, very good. What kind of online business? Do you trading? Do you give services or what? So please share with us. Daripada Perak ada welcome. From Bangi, Al-Hisham daripada Bangi, welcome. So selamat datang. Ching Liao from Sun City Food Industry, Shinran Berhad, welcome Ching Liao. Sun City Foods, that means you do some biscuit or supplies or something. So welcome back. Some of you macam I dah perasan daripada previous webinar, sangat appreciate sebab webinar ni sebenarnya adalah satu perkara yang sebenarnya untuk highly engaged dan bersama juga kita nak juga play by ears. What I mean by play by ears ialah kita nak you share, kan, apa saja question, apa saja problem dan sebagainya. So kita harap dengan konsep ni kita boleh collaborate, kan, di mana kita ada Mr. Shaifu Bahrim here, kan, banyak experience, kan, CEO, PCOM dan sebagainya. So mungkin boleh share pada you a little bit apa dia punya experience dengan lots of entrepreneur there. Daripada Dengkil, okay, welcome daripada Dengkil. Alright, we 66 now. So welcome dan selamat datang. Okay, Tanya. So hari ni session kita 1 hour. Tapi pada sama juga, please macam gunakan sebenarnya. Please utilize this 1 hour. Jadi good morning daripada Transportation Services. Yap, Cincin. Welcome Transportations. Fauzia, pelajar sekolah rendah untuk improve kebat kemahiran berfikir. Oh, tengah buat buku untuk pelajar sekolah rendah. Alright, very good. Kan, kita ada educator kat sini. Daripada MPOB, would like to learn from know-how for setting up webinar for MPOB event. You can, lepas ni lah, basically. This is not know-how to for setting up webinar, but I can show the how to run the webinar itself. So I do the webinar hosting, webinar organizing, then okay, we can use any platform that we have all the equipment here. I can share with you, of course. So, Tun, Kusalam, Halimatun daripada MPC, welcome. Practical student, kami buat online business tu, very good. So, student pun ada, business pun ada, Sdn Berhad pun ada. Daripada seluruh Malaysia sebenarnya this morning, very good. So, we getting pumped up right now. So, kita boleh rasa dia punya excitement. Okay, siapa dah ready? Type ready. Sekarang kita nak mulakan sekarang. Type ready sikit, come on. Daripada Pulau Bangi, kami ada palm shop yang menjual barang dan berbagai berdasarkan bermotifkan sawit. Alright. So ada yang produce sebenarnya ialah barangan bermotifkan sawit. Banyak made from kita punya palm trees kita, daripada sawit kita. So ready? Okay, type ready dan bagi tepukan sikit. Tulis tepuk. Tulis tepuk. Ashraf daripada Sarah Resort Management, training provider. Very good, Ashraf. Training provider pun ada. So we have a different market segment this morning. So we have lots of audience from the various places kan, all around Malaysia. So saya sangat berterima kasih. I feel so humble that I can serve you, our presenter can serve you, whatever we have in our resources, whatever we have in our kita punya experience and knowledge. Daripada Damansara, oh very good. Semua dah type tepuk, clap, very good. Alright, that's it. Muaz Adi also here. One RSTT, tepuk. One RSTT tu nama. Alright, so welcome. Good. Alright, so kita dah menghampiri 71. Thank you so much. Kita juga nak maklumkan sebenarnya kita ada banyak benda yang kita nak share dengan you. In fact, kita juga share untuk bantu you. Kalau you klik dekat sebelah kiri tu, you perhatikan bahagian file. Saya akan start share juga slide. Kalau you perlu nanti saya akan start share juga slide, tapi saya tak bagi sekarang lah, nanti end of the webinar. So for those who interested to get some our slide from our presenter, I will give you, but you must stay put, you stay in until the webinar ends. So we have only approximately around 1 hour, okay, in our time. Okay, tepuk. Very good. Okay. So saya akan bawa kita punya presenter kita sebab kita dah ambil masa 5 minit. Thank you so much. We have almost 75 already. Okay, so saya bawakan ke udara iaitu Encik Shaifu Ibrahim. Welcome, selamat datang Encik Shaifu.
Azrul, selamat pagi.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly, loud and clear. Alright, so welcome Encik Shaifu. So apa khabar this morning? How are you? Abdul Hafiz ready, Anita ready. Okay, can you hear me clearly? All right. So I'm going to give the task lah, kan? I want you start now. Can you start now, please? Can maybe we have difficulty kita punya connection here, but I hope kita Mr. Shaifu can just start anytime you want. Alright, Mr. Shaifu can? Boleh? Welcome Tan Chiao Ling, welcome Abdul Hasid. Dia welcome kita punya presenter. Silakan. Okay, so welcome. Apa khabar? Encik Saiful. Sorry kita setting up kita punya chat balik untuk make sure everything okay. Alright. Alright, welcome back, Mr. Saiful. You on?
Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Alright, that's very good. Alright, without further ado, so please Mr. Shaifu, can you just continue your presentation? Kita banyak yang dah pump up this morning, semua ready dan sebagainya. So can you just start your session?
Okay, that's good. Kalau dah pump up, kalau yang dah buat exercise tu bagus supaya the blood flows better, supaya kita boleh dengar dan memahami, and also can take cognizance of all the seminar this morning. I have a new tagline actually after waking up 5-6 a.m. in the morning. So instead of hashtag stay home, hashtag kita jaga kita, sekarang ni kita kena taruh hashtag stay positive, test negative. All right, so what I plan to do is to give a 15 to 20 minutes presentation on the topic. It's leading digital touch on the MCO, the regional scenario, global scenario with the coronavirus. So we have to look at what kind of transformation needs to be done. And of course, talk about entrepreneurship. I think that's what I asked from even outside Malaysia. So they text me that they will join in. Some from Indonesia, Australia, ada juga from Turkey and from US. So for those friends, hi, good morning. Let's pump up the sharing of ideas and sharing of information. So what I plan to do is about 10 slides. So it's about 9 content. And I would prefer to then interact with Tuan Azrul as well as the audience. So you can ask questions. Some of the audience here are basically VC, they are private equity, and some are high-valued individuals that may want to invest in entrepreneurs. So before I start, I would like to, after having my qigong and exercise this morning, I have come up with ideas. You know, entrepreneurs, the brain keep working. And one of the ideas, only pagi tadi, only this morning, after 6 o'clock, after Sembahyang Subuh, I thought of perhaps I should do a jogging track around my house. From the patio to my drive-in, my garden, and then back into my kitchen and round. So at least I can do an exercise every morning. So perhaps it's a good idea if we can convert people who wants to convert to do a gym or jogging track at their house. So I may want to bring architects or designers, consultants to try and offer this service. So bear that in mind. I will give another ideas midway through, and I'll give you a third idea at the end of my presentation. So let's start. I have 2 presentation that is, I pulled it from my partners. I have 3 presentation from some internal, and then I have 4 presentation from a recent leadership seminar that I did last December. So this is hopefully I can share based on my last 38 years working for the first 18 years. And then for the following 20 years, I was entrepreneur and getting into investment. Apart from the knowledge and experience that I have being on MDEC board for 5 years, SME Corp, a government agency for 5 years, and I was on MAFCAP for 5 years, which is a VC, reporting to MOF. 5 years with the University Utara, and right now I'm busy also helping out MSPC, Multimedia Malaysian Service Provider Confederation, which is a civil service organization, CSO, as well as FMB, which is a Bumputra Retail Organization, BRO we call them, and of course an advisor to PICOM. Now, before I start, let me just say thank you to the Digital Nexus, MPC, Malaysian Productivity Center. This series is actually by Digital Productivity Nexus, headed the chairperson, the champion is Dr. Wei from Wei Ventures. So I hope he's listening. He's in this session also. So I urge all the entrepreneur yang listening, kalau you have any ideas, any question, post it. So we want to see ideas, and after my presentation, we have a chat with Tuan Azrul and also chat with the audience. So just to mention, Digital Productivity Nexus, yeah, this is actually an initiative out of the 9 Nexus. It's a productivity improvement initiative outlined by the Malaysian Productivity Blueprint. This is to look at and realize the IR 4.0, taking advantage of connectivity, innovative technology, and of course to increase production through the big initiative, the breakthrough, the integrity, as well as go big with digital. So more of my discussion will add around digital, which we are in the digital age, digital economy. So we'll see what are the entrepreneurs who can take advantage of the current scenario. Now, let's start with how you define entrepreneurs. Now, entrepreneurs are people who have the grit, to have the determination, perhaps some luck to start up with ideas, get into business. They can be small, medium-sized, and of course, they are big organization that's headed or owned by entrepreneurs. Yeah? So in the list that I showed you there, entrepreneurs are the person who builds and operate their business. It takes a lot of initiative. You won't declare a person as an entrepreneur if they don't put their stake in it. They don't put their, you call it their money, put in their risk, career risk, financial risk, as well as emotional risk. And that can be defined as entrepreneur. If you don't put in your risk, put say a meat in the game, then you are not really an entrepreneur. So the risk of failure as an entrepreneur and how successful you are, you must have certain skills. Skills, this is key. You must have a good skill in communicating. In communication, you must have good skill in closing deals. Be passionate about it. You need to focus on what you're doing. And obviously, you need to also pour out what you learn, unlearn, relearn, and to be able to learn so that you can have better business strategy, better ideas, and you define how successful you are. You can define either a low target, big target, or as big as you want. That's an entrepreneur. But if I mention you add on the leadership quality and understanding of the digital transformation, taking advantage of what's happening now, I bet you can become a really good entrepreneur, or perhaps become a successful one, or become a billionaire, or look at it at the global opportunity rather than just local, because it's borderless. We are in the internet world, digital age. So you can reach out to the population. You need to have a lot of experience, perhaps some partners, to collaborate, brainstorm, have the ideas, and be a correct, successful entrepreneur. Now, the key takeaway in understanding an entrepreneur, a great entrepreneur must be able to communicate, sell, focus, learn, and have a good strategy. So that's first takeaway. Second is you need to have the ability to always improve, continuous improvement, compete with a competitor, and think ahead to be able to live on the edge, they call it. Yeah. So the strategy can be either a business in a brick and mortar, or you can be as simple as into an agriculture, or you can use your technology. So these are entrepreneurs. Now, you can call yourself a technopreneur also, or I've been looking at people are identifying themselves as social entrepreneur. If you are becoming successful and you want to give back to the society or to the environment, so you can consider yourself a social entrepreneur and become a philanthropist. So there are a lot of examples out there in the world. Now, these days, I'm from the baby boomers era. So there are a lot more in the gig economy. So that is going to be an interesting area. I want to just mention a little bit of data. We will refer to the Global Entrepreneurship Monitor. Remember that in the world, there are about 560 million entrepreneurs. is the one I defined earlier. Malaysia has 3 years ago about 700,000 entrepreneurs in Malaysia. And there are a lot of programs by government agency, private sector, in the ecosystem that would take advantage of the offers, the availability, the funds. So the Malaysian scenario with about 700,000, probably about 1 million entrepreneurs today, and in the global way, about 100 million entrepreneurs are being introduced in the world every day, and every second there's 3 entrepreneurs born. So it's a crowded area. So you must be better, and you must learn not just being an entrepreneur, but be knowing the technology, the digital transformation, the trends, anticipate it, and provide with the leadership once you grow your organization, your enterprise, or Sindram Rahat, or get it listed when you have already matured and successful. Now, don't be, I have about 3-4 slides that's quite complicated, but based on my experience over the last 38 years, I've even turned around companies. I've been on public listed company, even some company that's being sold, merger. I'm on the board of a bank, a university. So based on my understanding of entrepreneurship, doing business, and making an organizational successful, these are some of the slides. There are 2-3 slides, but I'll make it easy as a layman term, easy for entrepreneur to understand. On the left side, now, the way that you look at the business excellence framework, this is what I suggest. Once you have an idea, once you want to start start a business, you will think about how to make money, right? But not just that. You need to look at, first in mind is your customer. Look at the pain point. Look at what you are solving. That will make you and give you a higher chances of actually becoming successful. Look on the left side. A leader, an entrepreneur, leader, technopreneur needs to be visionary. There's a key thing there. With ideas, it would extend into being creative. You can become innovative. That's key element of being an entrepreneur. Look at the governance, how to run the operation, excellence of it, and finally look into the future, how to sustain and the sustainability of your organizations. That's key on the left. That's where you start, and as you roll out your organization. In the middle, if you can think your organization as a system, input, output, how to improve the process, then you can become better. When you start to plan, when you look at the information that you have, look at the customer, what they want, what you offer with a value proposition, look at the people that you have, and then enhance and look at the processes. Now, you can even outsource the process. Don't give away your ideas, your copyright, don't give your critical operation of your organization or your company, but you can outsource so that you can be more cost effective. These days, even in the gig economy, you can hire people based on certain jobs that they want, pay them even by the hour, pay them by the week, or pay them by the month, or even year, to make sure that you can then reuse, relook, reinvent the organization so that you can become better. So that's the middle part of that excellent framework. On the right side, of course, these are the results. You're looking for profit, sure, at the end of the day, depending on the business model. You must look at your customer, enhance your process, and the people that you have. The key thing there is you must measure. That's why at the end of this presentation, I'll mention about productivity. And measure is about your sales, your numbers. Make sure that you don't stress yourself. And it's not just having your targets at year end, but you must stretch it or rather distribute it over quarterly or even monthly or even weekly if you can. Yeah, you automate it. Then the second part of measurement would be the quality of the sales, quality of the services or product that you deliver. The third part is, of course, how fast, when do you deliver it? And so that it's most cost effective. And the last part of measurement is also your people, your staff satisfaction, and your customer satisfaction. These are the intangible. The first three are basically measurement of the tangible. So in a nutshell, as an entrepreneur, you must have good leadership, good ideas, enhance your process, deliver your value proposition, and get your target. Now, this is a very busy chart. I'll just summarize it. This is again what I described earlier. You must have your target, financial target. And the second layer, second row is about the customer's perspective. And the customer perspective in terms of on-time delivery, what are the products they would like to have, the price has to be right, of good quality, relationship has to be good. You must look at your branding and also the opportunities abound. Hence, that will increase your revenue. So productivity strategy is key. The third line is where you can look into all kinds of processes, operational excellence in terms of the operation, the quality, innovativeness in terms of your R&D. Normally, when you deliver a product, there'll be some maintenance part of it. So that will enhance further as you move forward in the future. So sustainability in terms of the safety, security, and environment too. The last part is, of course, to look at the human capital, even right-sizing it if you are an entrepreneur, and learn in terms of how to grow. So if I were to summarize this slide, if you're running into trouble, I mean, if you're going to the hospital as an example for the skill that you need to learn, I summarize it in terms like CPR. CPR, not cardiopulmonary resuscitation, but CPR in terms of C is communication. You must be good at communicating. You must learn how to communicate well. P is productivity. You must measure your productivity. You must plan for it. Yeah, monitor the measure. And the last one is R. And that's always the resistance that you'll be facing in terms of your own staff, the customer, your competitor. You need to know how to handle that. And that's in a nutshell CPR. I will enhance that. I will remind you again at the end of this presentation. We go next. Now, it's a busy chart, but I just want to highlight that this is actually the global scenario of the entrepreneurs broken up into male and female. Yeah, and these are activities, innovative product by region: Africa, Asia, Asia developing, Europe, US. Now, this is the interesting statistics whereby Malaysia is actually number 5 in the global standing of entrepreneurship. So the first is US, second is UK, and then Israel, Poland, and that's Malaysia. Yeah, that's interesting because I think a few years ago, based on the Global Entrepreneurship Monitor, we had a global entrepreneur seminar, I think, done in Malaysia. So they do monitor what's happening in Malaysia, and we have a very vibrant entrepreneurship environment with the ecosystem. And a lot of this also based on the private sector initiative, collaboration with the government, the various industry, and a lot of the industry that's been focused apart from manufacturing. We have to go back to agriculture, or there's an F&B, oil and gas. These are all industry that's growing. Of course, this is the enabler, actually the technology. So we call it the technology industry here. So if you look at this chart, apparently in the internet, in the gig world, female fare better. So bear in mind, there are female in Australia, New Zealand, they have developed a system and they actually sell it by hundreds of millions to large corporations. They wanted their organization. But with this coronavirus scenario where the whole world is in the shutdown, we have to reset. And this is the opportunity for entrepreneur to have an idea. There's a lot of funds to fund good ideas. An entrepreneur can take advantage of putting in an idea and do a startup, and you can actually grow the company and can become rich and can achieve your success based on what you actually design it to. Then again, with this lockdown in a lot of countries, a lot of people that are successful has actually now has to relook at a new model. And there's a level playing field that you can take advantage of. So the scenario has changed. Small entrepreneur can compete with even big organization. You have a good idea, make sure you register it, you trademark it, or you can make sure you have an IP, intellectual property, so that you can take advantage of your ideas and can become a very successful entrepreneur. Now, let's move on to how to become successful. The key thing is to innovate. The key thing is also to be able to solve customer problem, user problem. There's abundance of opportunity now. Look beyond the coronavirus scenario. The world is different. It's a new norm. And that's why I say it's business as unusual. You apply the CPR I mentioned to you, communicate well, communicate your idea well, pitch well, make sure that you state the key thing upfront, measure your performance, your productivity, handle all the objection, then you'll be able to at least compete with the rest of the entrepreneurs. The innovation, solving a problem to make old to new, the value proposition, creating value is basically what you need to focus on, right? Focus, find the opportunity. And I give you another scenario as a leader in actually trying to get this innovation, creativity, hence making sure that you are a successful entrepreneur, right? There are three, this is proven by the brick and mortar company. You just have to customize it, do a hybrid, yeah. Use omni-channel, use the current technology. Bear in mind, to be innovative, you must have a good idea. You must have the brains. Your 3-pound tool, that's your brain, yeah. So brainstorm with others if you want. Learn first. Look at the problem. And then you must have another element is to have a certain value. There are rules, there are ways of your either personal value, organizational value. You link it to the ideas. Then you can become even a better entrepreneur, better leaders. Then the third element, which is a lot of people miss, you must implement these ideas with the right values, with a kind of enthusiasm. I call it 3E. With a kind of energy, with a kind of enthusiasm, yeah. And lastly, with be able to have the H. In other words, making tough decisions during tough times. You add these 3 E's, link it to the value that you have, provide and try to implement and sell your ideas. Potentially, the successful one will become better. In fact, this particular approach where you build leaders at every level, the corporate, department, or even at the team level or individual, then organizations are proven to be successful 20-30% better than organization that's not looking at it. It's similar to an entrepreneur. If you have those kind of approach, look at, and in fact, you can learn a lot on the internet. I log on, I try to look at the topic of leadership, entrepreneur, and transformation in technology. There's tons, thousands. So you can learn from that. What I'm giving, and I pointed out, as basically my last 38 years, 18 years in the multinational, and the last 20 years involved with a lot of companies where I started. Some making losses, some are successful in various areas, not just ICT, but I was into F&B. I've opened up ice cream and also other areas, consultancy, change management. So you try around. As an entrepreneur, don't be shy of failures. You must jump up and do again, create new ideas. And that's how you must have the survivability in you to be able to be a great entrepreneur. I'm hoping I can go into a successful entrepreneur and become a philanthropist, and maybe in the future, it'll become better. Now, let's look at the next slide. Being a leader is not just enough. Being a leader that can inspire people, motivate people is key. Being a leader that can innovate and provide mentoring, provide monitoring and motivation to not just your own staff, but obviously your customer. Your business model can be different through franchise, through other people, or they call it Uberization, right? There's a lot of business model, and I bet there are new business model as we move beyond this coronavirus. Now you have to influence. Yeah, this is to be a role model, and you have had all the people-driven and the needs that you look at it, and this is what a transformational leadership is all about. Yeah, being inspirational, look at the individualist consideration with the intellectual kind of stimulation of a leader and idealistic kind of influence. So this is a good model. Yeah, we can detail more if we have more time. Now, let's touch a bit of digital transformation. In a way of a leaders to look at the new technology, I mean, this is where you can apply the artificial intelligence, the predictive analysis, the big data, and all those buzzwords. But what's important is what can customer benefit from it? Yeah, the value proposition, make things better, faster, cheaper, and it solves their problem. And you have to look at it and how you transform leadership of all the people that deliver those products or services. Then you have to look at the omni experience transformation. So it may not be automate all the time. It can be a hybrid. You can use all the social media, and there's a combination. You can use the drones. You can use many things, and you can even create new ones if you want to. Now, there we are overload of information. There's a third part in the middle there. So you need to transform the information, the data information, to become more strategic in nature. Not just automating it, not just improving the operation and the processes, but to be able to use the data, the information, to be able to make good decision and a strategic decision to be able to compete and to be able to give, to allow your customer to compete with their competitors. The fourth part there is actually to transform this model. There's a lot of ways to do that. Log on, Google it, and go through a lot of even free presentation, but register to any good ones you think that's need to. Workforce transformation, that's the last part, is key, and that is needed. Not just human capital. You have to look at your asset. You have to look at your cash flow asset. Yeah, and the people, human capital is key that you can transform it. Your talent is important, and this is what this chart is all about. Digital transformation with the right kind of leadership. Now, the second last chart, you must be able to predict. There's a lot of digital transformation initiative fail if they don't become better than others. And this is where the new technology, in Malaysia's standpoint, we have this IR 4.0, we have this infrastructure initiative by Ministry of Communication and Multimedia. We have to look at the ecosystem, they look at funding. And I was involved, in fact, 3-4 years ago. There's by the thousands of new entrepreneurs, we give them 10,000-15,000 for them to start any kind of business, and some of them sort of graduated from there to go into bigger, and some even form companies and become successful and become role model. I'm sure private sector angels would love to see any entrepreneur pitch their ideas, and I'm sure they can don't mind being an investor. Now, digital modernization, that's key. There are distractions, as I say. The current coronavirus gives you an opportunity where it reset yourself. I myself is resetting my ideas. I'm 60 years old. I'm thinking of fast forward, and my Shaifu master is telling me that you can be reborn at the age of 60, according to Chinese philosophy. And I'm taking Qigong. I'm trying to enhance myself in terms of health. So this MCO is giving me an opportunity of actually relooking, resetting even myself in terms of diet, in terms of health, in terms of the idea of how to become a good entrepreneur, to be involved. And I target myself, let's say, next 30 years, if I can live up to 90. And with the internet world, with the new economy, digital world, let's say we are ×3 that we can quicken our target. So that's about 90 years, right? So maybe if I can live up to 100, another 10 years, maybe by then it's a matrix of I can be 10 times more productive. I can outsource a lot of things. By then, robotics or a lot of this artificial intelligence, easier to make sure that you're productive much more 10 times. So 10 times 10 is 100. So maybe I can say in terms of years, I'm 250 years old. Just a weird idea. But then you have to have those targets, right? Now, my last slide. This is a change curve. And these are the 3 guarantees that I can give to you. There's always change. We are facing a huge change now, one in a century of this pandemic. So there's a lot of people are into denial. A lot of countries are into denial. They need to support them. There's a lot of anger, a lot of disruption. So this is a change curve. You need to make sure that the change curve, this is about suppressing the pandemic in your chart that you have been seeing on TV, right? This is about change curve of productivity. When you're in denial, your productivity goes down. When you're in an anger, you are not being contributing and not being positive and not being productive. You must go into your entrepreneurial spirit. You must explore what are the solution opportunities that you can give to your customer, and set yourself being an entrepreneur to be successful. What's your target? Yeah, set the direction, and that's stage 3. You must go above your previous productivity so that you're already in a productive mode or encouragement mode. The confidence has to be right. Your effectiveness has to be good. Tools you need to get into has to be right. So those are the timing. There'll be a lot more other changes. If you don't know how to handle this curve, then you'll be spiraling downwards and you won't be productive anymore. This is the 3 guarantees I mentioned. Change will happen. Second guarantee, change will happen and will happen even quicker and faster. What do? You must set the expectation to yourself, to your people, to your partners, and set expectation to the team. Third guarantee, change will happen. It will happen even faster, and there has to be some accountability. So somebody has to take the ownership, the accountability. As an entrepreneur, this is where the risk factor, you put in money, you put in your emotional risk, and that's where an entrepreneur, successful one, actually can get over this curve. And the faster you bring it up to your productivity curve, the better you are. Remember, CPR, if you implement that right, knowing how to communicate. If you think you're not that good in communication, attend classes, practice it with your friends. Yeah, go up the stage and present yourself. How to communicate well, how to communicate effectively. Yeah, that's the first rule of the order. Second part, remember, P, productivity. Measure your productivity. DPN, all the 9 Nexus are all about, under MPC and government initiatives, all about productivity. There's a productivity council chaired by the Prime Minister, I recall, and this is what we are looking at. Our productivity is about 1 point something. We're trying to catch up. Even Korea is above 2 in terms of factor of productivity. And that will give us the edge over the other country. If they are still facing problem with the pandemic, Malaysia, I think, is in a better stage, a better curve. So the last one is R. Remember, R is resistant. How to handle it? Learn, attend classes if you want to learn how to handle objection. So learn, relearn, unlearn, as I mentioned earlier. So handling resistance is not that easy sometimes if you don't have the experience. But once you practice it, you will get over it. Yeah, I'll add you another R, another bonus for this seminar. The other R is actually how do you retain your partners, your staff. So there's skill also to do that. Make sure you look into their well-being, yeah, and then look into how to make sure that your key stakeholder, key partners will be with you as you go through your entrepreneurship, technopreneurship, or even social entrepreneur journey. That's my last slide. I will then just give you a glimpse of if you're looking at opportunities beyond this pandemic scenario, beyond MCO, it's not going to be normal, yeah? It's going to be a new norm. Look at the industry on the left, yeah, telecommunication, the aero, yeah, the maritime, yeah, and the aviation is going to be hit bad. The automotive, construction also is going to be hit bad. It will be recovering as we open up. Manufacturing is also being hit bad. Yeah. So as you see across in education, oil and gas, this will hit. People have to stay at home. Yeah. And then as you go social distancing. But look on the right. That's where the potential winners. Yeah. Medical, health, technology. Yeah. And all the other delivery, agriculture even, that's one area. So I urge all the entrepreneurs, look at ideas and how to capitalize on this scenario. So with that, I'll pass back to Azrul.
All right, thank you so much. There's a lot of information that I also learned from, I think, almost 4 decade experience, right? In business, in many various business. I think that's blew my mind as well. So this is like a short course, but really condensed, you know, with the pack of experience, not only based on dogmatic, but more on pragmatic approach, right? Yeah, that's very good, very good. So Anita also been mentioned that there in the chat say that the first one is the communications really important,
Good.
productivity,
Somebody got me the
resistance,
CPR. Thank you,
and
Anita.
retain staff. Yep. Yeah, Anita just wrote down there. All right, so Fauzia said thank you. Dan banyak soalan sebenarnya. There's a lot of questions. You can ask questions in Malay, Bahasa, or English as well. Should be fine. So Zamzuzaman. Okay, so he asked Shaifu, how is the market outlook for the palm oil industry, especially focus on upstream, midstream, downstream, locally and globally? Because you have also mentioned in that some of the key areas has been, you know, damaged or, you know, losers in the short term based on COVID-19 economics. So how about what do you think about the palm oil industry?
People have to eat, but you have to look at when the countries open up. Look at oil and gas. Oil goes down to zero. And of course, in our refined one, people pay for you to get their oil. That's in US. So, but now ours is about $18 and all that. So it's still there. But commodities are being hit, of course, more towards people could not work on the field. So the market outlook, I mentioned to you, right? Everything is being reset. Now moving forward, even the people in agriculture will be hit bad. So this is a good opportunity for entrepreneurs to look back, not just in palm oil, even in bamboo, even in soya bean, even in many areas, even like our Musang King, right? So to relook at maybe not just China that we export to others. But I think agriculture will be one good area if we were to be self-sustainably, not just locally. Look at it regional. Start back again relationship. We have the leadership if our country can open earlier than others. So in terms of product, services, look at how to distribute. That's the distributive trade. And not just putting it in stores, but do e-commerce. And malls, you don't have to rent big malls. You just have to rent the storefront. And you can capitalize on merging with other networks. For instance, like Post have all the hundreds of locations. You can use and collaborate with Post, give them an idea and what kind of services they can deliver, and tell them that this is so sometimes concessions are given for you to explore some ideas. Customer don't have to give us a single ringgit, but then the consumer wants it. That's the kind of idea that you want, right?
Yeah.
So not just palm oil.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. So we are talking about the commodity market segments, right?
Yeah.
So all right. So Nafis asks, can share with us any real-time or quantitative predictive tools specifically designed for Malaysian market, such as supply chains? You got the questions?
Yeah, there are many companies. I think I would prefer, Nafis, you try to create your own tools. Go to Cyberjaya, find companies. There are already tools out there. And people, if they have their IP, their copyright, they will charge you arms and legs. If you can find, with using your three palm through your brain, come up with your analytics, predictive analytics, right? Gang up with a few people and do it simple. And as you progress slowly, right, then you can be more cost effective. Unless you already become big, you can just buy many predictive tools out there in the market, right? So be creative. Like I say, creative, innovative, you are an entrepreneur.
All right, that's good. That's good. So Peter Hughes, I guess, do you prioritize or weight the skill required to be successful entrepreneur? Do you prioritize the skills required?
I mentioned to you the human capital. That's key. And this is another rule, 595. 5% of the key thing, and that's your people, the skill of your people, will determine 95% of your success. You're right, Peter. You do need to make sure that the skills within your organization has to be right. Now, I have another program called top grading. In other words, if you are willing to pay that skills, that staff, a high skill, good ones, within the people around the market, let's say top 10%, right? You must not get the grade B, grade C staff in terms of grade B, grade C. You must hire with the kind of money that you want to pay. So you must make sure that you prioritize that. Do a lot of weightage, enhance them, relearn them. So get the right kind of staff to be in your team. Now, I give you another scenario. I would advise people, if you were to interview even your staff or your partner, you must interview in such a, each one of them, after you crystallize down to 3, let's say, candidate, you spend about 3 hours interviewing them, right? From their school days into today, what they can contribute. This is key. Yeah, Peter? Now, what's that?
All right.
Zaman.
Yeah, Zam to Zaman. So
Slide
Zaman as, slide 2. Tangible and non-tangible.
Okay, in a brief manner, as I mentioned to you, right? You measure productivity, you measure your target. The tangible ones, let's say you are selling products. Of course, the tangible one is your sales. How many products that you sell within a month or the total year, that's your target. Widgets, whatever that you, so that is tangible. Second part of the tangible is that you must make sure that you sell it within the time frame that you want in terms of the price that you write. In other words, you do not want to have all your sales right at the end of the year. Make it quarterly. So that's another tangible in terms of when the sales comes in. So that relates to your profitability, how you pay your staff, right? Third part of tangible is that the quality. Imagine you send your product over, you send 10 of your widgets, your 10 product, and then they reject because 5 has broken, cannot work. So that quality you have to measure, and that's tangible. The intangible ones are basically the satisfaction of your customer, the satisfaction of your staff. Measure that in terms of interviewing them. So those are the 4 areas that you must look at it. If you look at this, even leadership intangible, you can measure that by doing some survey and all that. There are consultants that can look at it, measure you. But KPI, performance analytics, looking at your performance metrics, I mentioned to you the 4 areas. Those are the key areas that you want to do a business. Ada lagi, Siti Kausa?
Ada lagi, Siti Kausa tanya.
Okay.
Untuk create marketing berkesan dalam promosikan produk sosial media khususnya.
There are many ways. Kita kena tengok the culture of that environment, where your target customer. So you must understand who are your customer. That's one. Yeah, you cannot just throw in money and then advertise. You throw in and do. You must look at your customer and then how best. These days, even when you put into an FB, it's free, right? You don't have to pay your advertising. But there is another way. You look at your network. You look at your consumer, you offer the consumer a free product if they can extend further and promote to their friends, their family. Imagine if they use your product, they love it, they are the better salesperson to promote it to their network. So I know some companies actually double, triple their sales purely looking at the omni-channel, not just Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and many other tools. And those are very cost effective. Once you grow big, if you're single level directly to the consumer, then you can start advertising on some online channels, some whichever. And there are statistics that you can actually buy to look at it. Tan Chiao Ling, how to improve
sales skills.
Okay, either you're born with it or you can learn it, right? I think I would put more weightage that you can learn it. Yeah? You're not born with it. So how do you improve your sales skill? I tell you, if you're an entrepreneur, don't be shy of failure. Just jump into it. You want to learn how to swim, just throw the person into the pool. You will know. Naturally, we know that survival instinct. So I would suggest learn on yourself, experience it. Yeah, don't be shy. Secondly, once you get the hang of it, you go to some formal, test it out, right? The more you test, this is like if you want to be in Olympic, right? To be a champion, you must practice. Okay, that's first. There's no shortcut. Learn, do it multiple times, thousands of times. then you can be better. No, there's another tips I want to mention. This is for entrepreneur here. If you want to be successful, right, there is another tip. Apart from being champion in the Olympic, you want to train hard. Yeah, there's no shortcut. Train hard. Enhance your skill. Pick up the skill. You can take up free on the internet. Now, there's another tips here. Always tell the truth. You know why? Because easy to remember. And if you tell the customer, you cheat, you lie, you're going to have a problem. I tell you, if you are being honest, tell the truth, you can remember, and it's easy, and you can become better, successful. This is not just entrepreneur. I teach this. I do conduct classes, workshop to even big corporation, multi-million-dollar corporation business. So sales skill, practice. Ada lagi, Faizal?
Ada lagi, Faizal. Semua tengah seronok ni, semua banyak soalan nak tanya ni.
Boleh huraikan lebih lanjut tentang knowledge management. Now, let me ask you, what's knowledge? What information? Where the data that you come from? So this is big data. So there's many things you can just Google aja, macam-macam ni boleh. Kalau if you are rajin, you can actually data mine and knowing what about this knowledge all about. Now, knowledge is nothing if you don't experience it. Yeah. So being a leader and transform into inspiring people, into motivating people, into understanding what the customer wants, and become a role model, you must first get all kind of knowledge. And there's no shortcut. Hey, I'm 60 years old. I think Tuan Azrul is what, 30 something, 40? So it's nearly half of my age.
Yeah, right? 39.
So in the digital world, you can go fast. You can learn so fast, but and the way to learn is to unload yourself, relearn. It's like a glass full of water. If you pour more water, you won't learn. So you must open up your mind. Think outside the box or think without the box. You'll become better. Hilmi, how effective is using people's sentiment, that is food security or health issue, in introducing your product and during I was helping out one company. At first he was not confident, right? But by the time he convert all the stuff into telemarketing, the sales jump up. So it's a matter of making sure that they try. How effective with people's sentiment? Now, creating a relationship with human, I mentioned just now that 5%. How to talk to people, how to communicate. These are knowing people, understanding, and learn how to interact and become better in terms of social, right? And then you can introduce ways to be healthy, what kind of food and all that, right? So the sentiment, the culture, if you understand that, right? If not, you get people to know how to look at it, becomes even crucial for you to effectively propose and have the value proposition. True. Culture is a big thing. A lot of people do not factor that in by just saying, hey, I got the greatest product, best product in the world, and you think you can sell it? No. Look at the culture. Look at how people will accept it. Yeah. People don't mind taking the second best product if that company create better relationship, good PR, good counter service, good follow-up, say good things. I mean, that's a different matter, right? So that plays a very key role.
Alright, so I think ada lagi, sebenarnya banyak lagi cuba tanya soalan, but we running out of time. So thank you so much, Mr. Shaifu, and thank you so much for guys really interested in these topics. So maybe you can request as well in our survey. So we are looking forward that what kind of topic they want to focus on, we want to know. And terima kasih.
Azrul, I gave my email.
Yeah, sure.
shaifu@picom.org.my. Siapa yang interested, send me. I'll send you the presentation, ask me a question. That's an offer to people who attend today.
That's great. Jadi itu yang kita nak kongsikan. Dan pada sambung juga, please juga, thank you so much, sangat appreciate, dan thank you so much Cik Saiful. I nampak is very informative, dan juga kita rasa macam wow, this is the whole framework, the whole big pictures kan. Not only kita fokus on satu segment ataupun satu fokus, tapi kita
Azrul, just 30 seconds. I mentioned to you tadi, I wanted to give another idea that I just thought of it this morning, right?
Yes.
Making sure beyond the MCO, an idea on how to be a social entrepreneur, link it with environment, linking with the animal, linking with the human. What are the offering of new services, product? Siapa yang ada idea, please email to me. You can get some investor into it. Yeah, how to downsize,
Wow,
how to
wow.
right size. Yeah,
Wow,
Malaysian
wow,
Inc.
wow.
and also MSPC, right? Now we have
Yep.
less people. How to right size your organization? That's my last word.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you very much, Azrul. Thank you, DPN. Thank you, MPC. Thank you, MSPC platform and PCOM.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Alright. So terima kasih banyak-banyak dan kita akan teruskan. Saya nak maklumkan thank you so much. So kita akan jumpa untuk next punya kita punya ni. So I appreciate Cik Shaifu spend time untuk kita. Terima kasih pada DPN. Okay. Goodbye. Terima kasih Cik Shaifu.
Goodbye. Alright.
Okay. So bagi yang dalam apa tu program ni, terima kasih banyak-banyak. Kita nak maklumkan yang we have a program yang kita akan support. Yup, sure. Okay, kita ada satu program yang kita akan support iaitu untuk akan datang yang saya akan bagi tahu program akan datang. Okay. Okay, so programnya di sini. So you boleh nampak itu Go Big with Digital. So kita akan start esok. Okay, kita akan start esok. Kejap saya cuba betulkan saya punya screen sekejap. Okay. Okay, kita akan mula esok dan pada masa sama juga kita akan apa tu, boleh klik dan daftar boleh klik dan daftar. Jadi masa anda klik dan daftar tu, program ni saya akan share screen sekejap. Okay, saya akan share screen sekejap untuk anda tengok. So for those who are interested in our we have 15 series webinar. So kita akan run dalam Malaysia and campur sikit lah kan kesesuaian dengan you. So boleh tengok sini kita ada Go Big Digital Entrepreneur ni. So 15 series, just klik daftar sini. Kan kita nak invite you klik daftar dan klik apa tu, select date. Register all dates, alright? Register all dates dan you akan terus register dan kita akan bawa kepada next session. We have 15 series kita starting esok. Okay, kita starting esok sampai hari Jumaat dan kita akan sambung Isnin sampai Selasa. Alright? So terima kasih. So siapa yang tak boleh download slide lagi, boleh download slide. So please, offer tu kita sedang letak dekat situ. Pada masa sama juga untuk file, boleh download file di bahagian file. Di bahagian offer, klik offer. Dan terima kasih banyak-banyak. Saya sangat appreciate. Thank you so much for those who attend this morning. I know that we in MCO, but yet still we want to gain new knowledge and want to explore more and want to enhance our value by learning, by getting new knowledge. So this is I really appreciate and humble. Also, I feel in that sense. Alright, thank you so much dan terima kasih banyak-banyak dan kita lagi. Okay, jumpa lagi dan salam hormat. Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera. So hopefully you join untuk next program. Terima kasih Suhaimi, terima kasih semua dan hopefully kita akan jumpa. Okay, so stay safe, stay at home, be productive dan juga sentiasa apa tu proaktif. Alright, so thank you so much. Keturunan, thank you. Welcome, thank you. Zamzuzam, please do contact me, please. Okay, sure, no problem. So Zamzuzam, I will get your email here. MPOB, right? Zamzuzam MPOB, all right, sure. I will contact you. I will let my staff know about this. All right, now I'm doing now. So we need to do proactive. All right, thank you so much and welcome for those who already get to know us. All right. Okay, terima kasih banyak-banyak dan salam sejahtera. Okay, jumpa lagi dan Assalamualaikum. Kita semoga jumpa lagi untuk next session. Saya sangat appreciate atas you punya masa dan semoga kita dapat manfaat daripada program ni. Terima kasih banyak-banyak dan jumpa lagi dalam webinar seterusnya daripada DPN dan juga di-host oleh saya daripada Persatuan Malaysia. Okay, thank you so much. Jumpa lagi.